All right, I think we're live. I think we're live. Hello, you guys. A long time no see, right? Well, not too long. Not too long. We just did a Dollar Tree haul last week or the week before. I can't remember. It hasn't been too long ago that we did a Dollar Tree haul. And today we're going to do another one. Look here. I've got one, two, three, four. I can't get to all of them. 4 bags we're going to go through. Hello there, brown-eyed girl. How are you? Thanks for joining me. Oh, hold on just a minute. Bub, I forgot to grab my phone. Can you stop that? Whoops. You bring it on over here to me. Thank you very much. Forgot to grab my phone, you guys. What is up with that? What is up with that? Let me turn it on silent right now. Totally forgot. Going to give you guys just a second to get your notifications and to get here. Because you know how it is. People jump on a live and then they start right away. And then you come on and then you're like, dang it. Well, you can always go back and watch the beginning. That's how that works. But we'll give a few of you a second to get here. And in the meantime, while I'm waiting on you, let me take care of one order of business and then we're going to get rolling with this fun Dollar Tree haul. I went into the store and you guys, Mama spent some money. It was fun though. It's actually the first time that I have been in there since, oh my gosh, June or July, whenever the Dollar Tree haul before this one, whenever that was. All right, let me take care of this business real quick. All right, have to do this. Y'all heard that timer, right? I should have just watched the clock before I got started because then it would have saved all this hassle. But alas, Mama did not. Mama did not. I got too excited to go live. I've been trying to go live all afternoon and one thing after another. I was like, well, I can't go live yet because I've got this to do. I can't go live yet. I have this to do. And then I forgot about this last thing that I needed to do. So anyway, it just took a second, right, you guys? Now, let me get over here and see who all is here. And then we're going to get rolling. We're going to get started. Now, I know some of you guys have told me that you don't necessarily care about the live Dollar Tree hauls. You'd rather see me put them in a video and edit them. So I figured, you know what, we'll just kind of mix it up. Sometimes we'll go live and sometimes we'll do it video style. That way, everybody who likes the live is happy. And then everybody who doesn't like the live can be happy. So we've got Miss Marcia here. There is Ingrid. Sylvia is here. And that's the same way. Well, I had to pick an annoying one so I would hear it, Sylvia. Right? Diane's health motivation is here. Is that Shayna or Shauna? How do I say that? Or Shanna? How do I say that one? Oh, she's here from Snack Hero. All right. How are you? How are you? All right. We're fixing to get rolling, you guys. We got 4 bags to go through. So it may take us just a little bit. It may take us a little bit, but I'm excited to get in with it. And like I said, we'll switch these up. Sometimes we'll do them live and other times we won't do them live. Also, I am still working on the DIY for you guys. Y'all saw it on my story last week. If you were watching on DeeVine DeeZine here, I put it on my story. I don't think I put anything on my personal story, but on DeeVine DeeZine's story, we teased you just a little bit. I would give you a sneak peek, but it's in my office. I'm working on it. Had to take a little pause because last week was the Bubster's birthday. Y'all saw that. So all of this area was decorated up really cool for his birthday. I couldn't get to the table and work, but I plan to do some more this evening and hopefully we'll get through that. Hopefully we will. All right, let's get started on this Dollar Tree haul, guys, and see what I got. I did some damage. I spent like $40-something. What? I know that's a lot for me lately because, like I said, I haven't been going in the store. The kids have just been going in here or there and picking up a few things. But Mama went in there and I did some shopping. First up, look what I finally found. You guys remember seeing these before when I hauled these before? And I also have shown you these in my office, in my jewelry office. These are my storage containers that I have on the big shelves in there. I got to tell you the truth. They are a little flimsy. They're only $1. So what do we expect, right? They're only $1. And if Mom tunes in, y'all, Mom does not like these glasses. Mom, I'm sorry, but I got to be able to see the comments. She told me the other day, you need different glasses. She doesn't like these red ones. Me too, Diane, me too. Anyway, these are a little flimsy, okay? I'm gonna be honest with you. If you're looking for nice, sturdy ones, if you've got something heavy duty that you really need to store away, that you're gonna need some bulk to your baskets, then these are not gonna be ones you wanna get. Just go on over to Walmart or Five Below or somewhere that has the sturdier baskets. For $5, you can pick them up and they're gonna handle a little more weight and things that are bulky. But if you don't have something too heavy, and you just need to push these inside those little cubbies to hide some things and for some storage, then these do work great. So picked up a couple of those. The next thing we found at Dollar Tree were these little tablecloths. I got 2 of these because, am I backwards on y'all's screen? Because I'm backwards to me. Can you see me right? Bub. Go on your YouTube real quick, please, and see if you can see me right, because I'm backwards. Am I looking backwards? Can y'all read that it says tablecloth? Or does it say, are you forward or backwards? I don't even know. What, bud? Okay, good. Anyway, picked up 2 of these in the orange because I'm going to tell you why. We have been using this dining room table to do a lot of our jewelry, like the packaging and all that kind of stuff. And there's some scratches that are getting on the surface of this table that I'm not happy about. Those of you who follow us over on Facebook and you participate in our jewelry shows will notice when we show you guys the jewelry on the black table, all the scratches in that black table. Well, it's happening on this dining room table. So I'm going to try these. It says that it has the flannel back. I don't know what this Piva is. Do you guys? Piva, Pava, I don't know. It doesn't really feel like paper. Let me open this up and we'll just see together. How about that? See, that's the beauty of doing a live Dollar Tree haul. We can check things out a little bit better than if I were doing this, just filming it for you. Let's feel it. No, it does not feel like paper. But it doesn't feel like vinyl either. Whatever Pava is, or Piva, or however you say that. So I got this with the flannel back, hoping that if I put this on the table, it'll kind of stay in place. All right, here's what it looks like on the back. It's got, that's not a true flannel back though. If you were to buy the tablecloths that are about $3, like at Dollar General, it has a much thicker backing to it. That's really, really thin. So I really don't know how this is going to work out. I'm having a feeling it probably won't work out really well, but I didn't want to spend a ton of money on a plastic or vinyl covering for the table, because I'm hoping I'm not going to have to use this table too long for that purpose. But I figure for $1, we'll try it. Plus, I had to get the orange because we're rolling into fall. I'm going to be decorating the house up for fall over the weekend. And the little DIY I have for you guys started out as a spring DIY, but I think it's going to actually look really, really pretty on this gorgeous pumpkin orange for the fall. So going to have to improvise and make do, right? So I picked up 2 of those because we got a big long table. They didn't have one long enough for our table. I'm going to have to put 2 together. All right, let's see who's hopped in over here. All right, y'all can all see me good. All right, let's see. Piva is a non-chlorinated vinyl that's often used as a direct substitute for PVC. I did not know that. So then is it going to be pretty tough, Diane? Will it withstand like sliding boxes back and forth? Like we have these size boxes, well, and bigger, but this is the type of boxes that we get in that I'm kind of constantly sliding around on this table, but it gets like the little, sand grits because they put them on the floors of their delivery trucks and they just come with a little bit of dust on the bottom. And I think that's what's causing these scratches on the table. You think it'll hold up to that? Oh, okay. She Googled it, so she's not sure either. Well, we'll find out together. I'll keep you guys posted. We'll let you know how that's going to hold up. Because I definitely got to have something, and I wasn't too sure. All right, let's hop on into the next bag. Are we ready? This item right here, I found. Have any of you guys tried these? Let me turn around the right way. This says that it is a dryer ball, and look at the pictures. Can you see the picture? The before and the after. When you pop these into the dryer, it is supposed to help fluff up your fabrics, make them nice and soft and fluffy. And you're not supposed to have to use dryer sheets with these because it says it reduces static and it reduces lint buildup. It also claims to reduce drying time to save on energy. All right, there's all the claims right there. So I don't know. We'll try it and see. I have never tried these before. Matter of fact, I've never even seen these at Dollar Tree before. And they weren't hanging with the clothes detergent. They were a little bit further down the aisle. Same aisle though, same general area, but they were further down closer to like just the standard cleaners. So this is what it looks like. It's a real hard. Yeah, like I wouldn't want somebody to throw that at me. Girl, it would hurt. It would hurt. So we'll see. We're going to try it. How many of you have ever tried it before? Okay, good. Not backwards for Ingrid either. Hey, Diane, brilliant. Brilliant. I may need to go get me a second set of these then because I have trouble with the bottom of my feet sometimes. And whenever I have Googled the symptoms, that plantar, is it fasciitis? How do you say that word? That's what's come up for me too. I think that's what I have. So Bub has taught me how to do some stretches because he said most of the time, y'all know he's into the sports. Sometimes it's those tendons get tight in there because you're not stretching and rotating your foot enough to keep all that loose. And that has helped. That has helped. But this might help too. So I'll have to keep that in mind, Diana. If I go back and see more, I'll have to pick me up some more of those because it's worth a try, girls. It's worth a try. Oh, they do. Okay, so see there, Sylvia said they do really work. All right, well, then I'm excited because this is what I figured. If they work, this was my thought process behind it because y'all know we're always trying to teach you guys to budget and save that money. This right here, if it will work for $1, do you put them both in there? I plan to put both in there. I want an extra fluffy, girls, extra fluffy. If I put both of these in there, they'll probably last a while. I'm going to guess. I don't know how long, but for $1, I figure it's going to last me, probably months. I would guess at least months. And if they work and do the job well, I won't have to buy any more fabric softener sheets, which is going to save us money. You see what I'm saying? That's what I'm going for. That was my thought process for getting these. So we'll see. Well, that's what he told me. And it really has been helping a lot. So, okay, they use 3 to 5 whenever they do it. Then I need to pick me up some more, don't I? We'll start with these two, see how it goes. And that was I only saw one pack. I only saw that one pack in that particular store, but there's a couple different stores nearby. So we'll try to get some more. All right. The next thing I found that I thought was super cool. You guys may have seen this at Dollar Tree before. I haven't. They have dry shampoo there now. Have y'all seen it at y'all stores? Now, this is only 1.6 ounces. It's not a whole lot. And that's really about half of the size of what you get in bottles when you buy it from like Walmart. I usually get the Dove brand. I have tried tons of different type of dry shampoos before in the past, and they don't really work for me because I have extremely oily hair, girls. I have very oily hair. And if I don't wash my hair every single day, it is like a grease bomb. True story. That is one of the things that whenever I was in high school, I used to get picked on about, and I would wash my hair every single night, every night whenever I was in high school. And I would get up the next day, and by about third period, my hair would already be looking so oily. I don't know. I just have oily skin in general. So dry shampoos have never worked for me, but the Dove brand does. I started buying the Dove brand, heard great reviews, and it really does work. So I don't know if I have high hopes for this, but I thought for $1 I would try it. I got two different ones. This one here is called Blossom, and this one is Crisp. I haven't even smelled these yet. Let's smell it. Well, I don't think I'm going to be able to smell it till I spray it. Yeah, I can't smell anything till I spray it, and I don't want to do that out here at the dining room table. But we'll see. Who's tried the dry shampoos? Does it work for you? And if you've tried it and it works, do you have normally oily hair? And if you do have normally oily hair and it didn't work, definitely let me know that too. I will probably do a worth a buck on this. I've got a worth a buck that's going to be coming for you guys too on the little foundation applicator you guys saw in the last haul. I'm going to do a worth a buck on that. I didn't see those yesterday or Sunday. I was in this Dollar Tree on Sunday. I did not see those in that particular store. So not even sure if that's going to be an item you guys are going to be able to find anymore, but I'll do a worth a buck and I'll let you know about these dry shampoos, girls. That means I'm going to have to wait till my hair gets oily again. And then we'll try these dry shampoos for you. Hey, Miss Linda, how are you? Hope you are doing well. All right. The balls are working for Ingrid too. Well, I have high hopes. I do. I have high hopes. Okay, so Magnolias and Dreams uses the dry shampoo. She has oily hair and they do work for her. Well, that is good to hear. I hope that it will work. I really do hope that it will work. So, 1,000 uses on the little balls? Let's see. Mine doesn't say that on here, on this particular package, but that sounds good to me. 1,000 uses. That's a lot of loads of laundry, right, guys? And that will save on those static cling sheets. Yes, so I'm all about saving that money. All right, Ingrid found hers on Amazon. All right, that is good to know. So I wonder how this compares to those. That might be a good thing to try to check out. Well, Linda, I only saw this one pack at the Dollar Tree that I haven't looked at my local one. This I found down there near where we go to church. And it was just one pack. It was just hanging there just by itself. And I happened to see it out of the corner of my eye. And I thought, ooh, that's cute. That's cute. So I'll let you guys know how they do. All right, next up, we got some new toothbrushes around here. This is from the Reach brand. The reason why I got these is, let's see, can you guys see? It has the little caps for traveling. You guys know the Bubster soccer season has started back up. Last week, we thought we were going to have to spend the night away from home for the weekend to attend his game. Turns out we didn't end up having to, but it's that season where we're probably going to start having to. And we needed some toothbrushes with those travel caps. 2 for $1. You can't beat that. It is, like I said, the Reach brand. I always get soft. And let me guys tell you, I don't know what you guys are used to using. Whenever I was younger, I always got the hard ones, the medium to hard, because my mind just told me that the harder the bristles, the better it probably cleaned your teeth, right? I mean, that just like stands to reason. You can really scrub those pearly whites. But I was at the dentist one afternoon and he told me, or the hygienist told me, that it looked like some of the enamel was getting scraped off the tooth. And she said, what grade of toothbrush are you using? And I said, well, I always get hard. Sometimes I'll get medium, but usually it's the hard. She said, never, ever, ever get the soft. She said, get the soft. You don't need it that hard. You don't need it that hard. Those hard ones and the medium ones will kind of tear up the gums and they will start to wear at that enamel more. So I took her word for it. I don't know. Ever since then, that was even before we had the kiddos. So for at least the last 25 years, we've been getting the soft. Little tip I thought I'd share with you. I don't know what your dentists say, but that's what mine says. So there you have it. 2 packs of those. Learn to buy soft bristles too. See, I never knew that. I always just had the thought, you know, hey, the harder the better. Pick me up some more of these. You guys have seen these hauled on the channel before. These are amazing little jars, not only for some of your crafts, your small beads and those kind of things, but you can also use these for your coconut oil if you use it to take off your makeup, which I do. So I like to have the little jars. You can also use these for, I use liquid foundation. And you guys, I know that you know what I'm fixing to say. When you get the liquid foundation in the jar, especially the ones with the pump, the one that I have has the pumps, it like gets to a certain thing and nothing else comes out. But you can see it in that jar and you know it's there, right? So I always have the hubs break off that cap for me. I'm not strong enough to do it. He breaks off the cap for me and then we squeeze out every little bit that we can, and putting it in jars like this is super nice. Then you can get down in there and use every bit of that foundation. Because again, it's all about stretching that money and not wasting products, right? So if you find yourself in that situation, there's a little tip for you. Get you some of these little type of jars and squeeze out that foundation, girl. Squeeze it out. All right. Next up, I found these. Look at these little cuties right here. It's called Bubbly Bath Goo. I have never heard of bubble bath goo before. One of these is blueberry and one is strawberry. I didn't get to smell it in the store because it does have the protective seal. You guys always make sure you unscrew those caps and check the seals. Have y'all seen the videos on social media? Oh my gosh. YouTube videos and social media videos going around of people opening products and like spitting in them and worse things in them. You know what I'm saying? So always screw those caps off and check those inner seals, you guys. All right, I'm not going to be able to. Okay, yeah, I got it. Let me see if I can poke a little hole. Ooh, that smells so good. Look at me holding it up to you like you can smell it. Ooh, that smells really good. All right, that's the blueberry one. Hello, Karen. How are you? Oh, I was? Well, Karen, thank you so very much. Yeah, I've been a little MIA. I've put up a few Dollar Tree hauls recently. And of course, I vlogged through the month of August some. But other than that, I've been a little MIA. I am working on a DIY for you guys. Oh my gosh, you guys, these smell so super good. Now, they were over there in like the shampoos and the regular bath washes, but the little carton that these were in looked like they were marketed more for the kiddos. I think it's supposed to be like fun stuff for the kiddos, but girls, y'all know how much I love bubble baths. If you didn't know, now you do. I love to soak in nice, warm, relaxing bubble baths. So I got these for me. I'm going to try these. We'll see. It says you can just let it run right in the water as the water is filling the tub, approximately 1 tablespoonful at a time, it says. And then, of course, you'll just rinse it off and wash as usual. So we're going to give it a try. That smelled really good. They did have some other fragrances. I can't remember how many, but those were the 2 that jumped out at me. So, yes. Hello, Robin. Thank you very much. This is a MAC one, and I'm trying to remember the actual name of the color. I can't remember at the moment, but it is from MAC, and I love it too. Thank you much. Thank you much. All right, next up, check this out. Now, this is very interesting to me, you guys. I have never bought the shaving gel in the tube. Y'all know if you've been around this channel for any length of time that I always buy my shaving cream or shaving gel. I don't like the cream, the gel at Dollar Tree. And it was the same brand. It actually looked exactly the same, but it was in a can where you could spray it out. I guess they no longer have the can, and they've put it in these tubes. So we're going to see how it works. We're going to see. I don't know. When you squeeze it up, let's see if I can do it slowly without it shooting on the computer. It's just, it looks like the regular gel that it always looks like. There is no inner seal on this one, but Hopefully it'll be all right. Too late now, right? Too late now. Anyway, we'll try it. Never tried it in the tube. And I also got some of the baby bath. I have never tried, I don't believe. Now, you guys correct me if I'm wrong, because I know a lot of you guys are going to probably remember my hauls better than I do, but I don't remember ever trying the baby bath from Dollar Tree. I'm going to try it, not to take a shower with, but for cleaning the makeup brushes. I have a whole video on the channel here about how to clean makeup brushes. It's an old one. It's a really old one. The quality probably isn't even that good, but it's there nonetheless. And we always like to use the baby bath because it is so gentle on those bristles. And if you don't happen to get it rinsed out good enough, but you need to try, girls, don't leave the soap in your brushes. If you happen to not get it quite rinsed out good enough, then the baby shampoo is gentle for you as well. So, gonna try it for $1. It was 15 ounces. It's a big boy. Now, there were a lot of other ones on the shelf that were a lot smaller, but I'm like, why am I gonna pay $1 for a smaller size? And no, give me the big daddy. So, we're going to try it and see how it goes. Babe, do you remember what the name of this lipstick shade is from MAC? This hot pink, this real bright pink one. It's the real bright pink one. Maybe it was. I don't remember. I'd have to check and put it in the comments. If I can remember, no promises. No promises. I love the shaving gel too. And I always get it at Dollar Tree because it is so much cheaper than places like Walmart or anywhere else that you can go. So thank you, Sylvia. These just arrived. Was it yesterday or the day before? These just went up on our web store in the new arrivals tab. They just went up. I am loving it too. I love the little hair clips. So cute. Thank you very much. They do have some similar to these at Dollar Tree. I saw some in there. They're not quite as what's the word that I want to use? Like the alligator claw is not quite as sturdy or heavy duty as these are, but I did see some really cute ones in Dollar Tree. But no, these are ours. These are the jewelry that we sell. All right, next up, repeat purchase. Y'all have seen these a million times also. The Sure Scent little gels. We use these in our closets for our shoe odor. You guys, even if you wear flip-flops or open-heeled sandals, shoes just naturally, to me, have an odor. You know what I mean? I mean, it's just, unless you have vinyl shoes that you can literally scrub off, your shoes still absorb some of the sweat from your feet. Now, I don't know exactly how true this is, but I have read a lot of articles on it. I believe it to be true, that you lose a lot of your toxins through your feet. As a matter of fact, several years back when the kids were really little, I went for one of those foot detoxes where you go and they put this stuff on the bottom of your feet and then you put it down in the little to draw all the toxins out. Now, unless there was a gimmick to it, which there could, that water filled up with some yucky looking stuff. They claim is drawn out of the pores of your feet, which is one reason why you can get such stinky feet. I don't know how true that is, but it seems to be true. And we got to mask that smell, right? So this gel, you open it up and you guys can see there are the little holes on the top. You're going to take the inner seal off. It does have the holes. The gel down on the inside is supposed to absorb odors and at the same time put off a refreshing scent. So I went ahead and got the apple cinnamon because, girls, I know it's not Christmas yet, but this has been a weird 2020. I'm ready for a little Christmas joy in the house. Probably going to put my tree up way early this year. So I'm going to go ahead and start getting some Christmas scent. So I got 3 of those. Then I also found this next cute little thing right here. These are little note cards. They're blank on the inside, but y'all know I love my shoes, right? Y'all have seen the shoe closet. You know I love them. Look at those super cute little high heels. I thought these were absolutely adorable. There's 6 in there for $1, which is not the best value. All right. Sometimes when you're in Dollar Tree, you can get the 10-pack for $1. They've even had 12 packs for $1. Most of theirs are 8 for $1. So 6 for $1, not necessarily the greatest bargain if that's what you're going for, but I just thought these were so adorable. And anybody that I decide to write a little note to is going to know exactly who that's from because they're going to know the shoes, girls. Yes, Linda, it's going up early. Of course, we watched Christmas in July on Hallmark, and that was kind of, you know, when everything was still in full swing with the quarantine and all this kind of stuff. And so it made you a little happy, right? Christmas always makes you happy, or it should make you happy. So I said, we're going to put that tree up early this year. Yeah, we're going to do it. We are going to do it. All right. Now, I just noticed today, whenever I went to move this has a dadgum hole in it. I did not notice that in the store, but it does. At any rate, I got 6 packs of these. They are glue sticks for a hot glue gun. They are made for high temperature glue guns. So always make sure that you're reading your glue for the right gun that you have. If you have a low heat glue gun and you get a high heat glue, it's not going to work. It's not going to melt correctly, and it's just going to make more of a mess for you. I am sorry about my throat, you guys. Got some phlegm going on today. But anyway, if you have the high glue gun, high heat, then these will work. There's 20 in there for $1. Probably not the best value. I'm sure you can probably buy bulk sticks on Amazon. You can also pick these up at places like Home Depot, Lowe's, and Harbor Freight. You can get them a little cheaper. And even sometimes Walmart has them a little cheaper. But I was in a hurry. I've got a DIY to finish for you guys. And I ran out of glue, so I had to have more. So there you have it. I love fall scents too. I really, really do. I didn't notice any fall scents in these in the store that I was in, or else I may would have gotten them. But out of all the fragrances that were there, I thought, let's go with Christmas. Let's just go with Christmas. All right, now let's see. We're moving into the last bag. Fun items in here. And a lot of these items are all the same, just a slight variation. Let's just empty the bag, shall we? It'll be easier that way. There we go. All right, first up, out of this bag, you guys will probably remember these little headbands. They've got the scrunchie in the back, and then they are solid in the front. This one was a beautiful rose gold, and look at the oil spill. It says Goal Digger, not gold, goal, because I am a very goal-driven person, and I thought that was adorable. Y'all seen me wear my other ones before. I have one that says Warrior, Savage, I think maybe one, and then there's a third one. I can't remember what it says. At any rate, y'all have seen them over the years. There you have it. And what a cute one with the rose gold. Loving that. And let's see. Picked up some new scarves. Check out how cute this one is. It's on a light baby pink base. We've got the teal, the pink, and the black. Hopefully I did not buy some that I already have because I was not home to try to remember and look through what I have. But these were so cute. Y'all know a lot of times I wear these around my hair, girls. Even if I don't want to wear it around my hair, you can use these little scarves and fabrics for a lot of things, even in home decor. You guys, yes, if you are like me and you like to stack your platters and make a really beautiful tablescape, whether it's for a party or just you in general, if you love to do those kind of things, we've done it at the church a lot too, whenever I'm having to decorate things up for our youth department and I need to elevate certain things on the table to add some height and some variation, but you don't want to just leave buckets or boxes there. So you have to find fabric to pull it in. These little scarves can be great. They're like little pieces of material scraps in a way that you can have hanging around. Or you can wear it as a regular scarf like it's intended to do. So I also got this beautiful gray one They had a gorgeous blue. Y'all know I love the blue. They also had this beautiful green, not quite a full teal green, but it's not really a Kelly green either. It's kind of in between, but super cute nonetheless. I'm glad that they finally had some solid ones, because all the other ones that are always print, sometimes you just want solid if you're wearing a high print shirt, right, girls? Then they also had a beautiful coral. I love, love coral. They also had the leopard print, and I figure baby girl and I probably will share some of these. She is really into the leopard print right now. This one here is more of a white base, and it has almost like a sage green with the black. Super adorable. But then they also had one in the standard cat colors. You guys see that? More of the beiges with that deeper caramel brown. Cute, huh? Yes. Now, to match those, they also had regular scrunchies in the same material. So if you wanted to wear your hair up and you also wanted a scarf and didn't want to use your scarf as a hair tie, then you could use the little scrunchies and match your scarf to it. Super cute, super cute. If she likes those, I might have to go back and get more of those, because it might just happen we want to wear it on the same day, right? All right, moving on along. We got this super cute print. Love it. Mostly yellow, but then we've got some purple and some turquoise pinks going on in there. I thought this was really cute. This one right here matches a lot of the seed bead earrings that we sell. So on those boho vibe kind of days, there you have it. We're going to have us a pretty scarf. And then we also got to this one. This one has the feathers. Can you guys tell? I love this one. It's on a beautiful turquoise. It's looking a little more blue in your screen, but it is a turquoise. And then we've got the yellows, the pinks, and those golden hues on the feathers. Again, more like a boho chic kind of vibe. So adorable. Love, love those. What is this? Set your makeup on the go makeup setting spray. I couldn't remember what I got. I've never tried a makeup setting spray from LA Colors. I have only used the Urban Decay, the all-nighter. That's what I usually use. But I wanted to give this one a try and just see how it works. Elf has one that Kristen really likes, but Kristen does not have oily skin like I do. And the Elf one, to me, doesn't work with my oily skin. I have very oily skin. I already told you guys that. But I did want to at least try the LA Colors. I'm going to get her to try it too, and we'll let you guys know how it works on her drier skin and then on my oily skin. We'll let you know. We'll let you know. Next up, picked up a little pack of the baby wipes. This is a thin pack. There are only 18 in here. Not a real great value. You can buy cheaper ones elsewhere, but I was in the store that day. I picked these up for convenience. I like to keep these down in my handbag for when you're off and on the go and you're in and out of restrooms, or maybe you stop and you buy things that you want to munch on, like Doritos that always leave residue on your fingers, girls, right? So it is good to have those around. We keep packs in the car. We keep them in both bathrooms here in the house. I like to have some in my handbag so that you just never know where you're going to be and why you may need one. So I did pick those up, but again, you can get those cheaper other places. Next up, look at these beautiful little baskets. I know the lighting in here right now is not really great because I didn't bring in the big umbrellas. Maybe you guys can tell. These little gold wire baskets, so adorable. I picked up two in some different sizes. This one is more like a letter size. Like if you were going to set these on your desk, a lot of you guys I know are having to homeschool your kids right now, or maybe they're doing some virtual or Zoom classes online, and you're going to be having to stack paperwork up and keep up with what they're doing. This right here is a letter size. If you have a home office, anything, like that, going to be a great size. And then this one, of course, is more as a deeper basket. You could put beautiful things in here like body sprays from Bath and Body Works. If you want to put it in your bathroom, you could roll up your washcloths or hand towels in the bathroom and have a beautiful little display. Lots of different things that you could do with these baskets. These were the only 2 sizes that I saw in the store that I was in. They may have more other places, but I picked these up for Kristen in her room. Y'all have seen it before on vlogs. She loves to decorate with those metals and the little metal accents. So I thought these baskets would be cute for her room. I don't know what she could do with them in there, and she may not even want them, but that's why I got them. So hopefully she will. They're super cute, Sylvia, super cute. And there you have it. That's it. I only had picked up 2 more things that made up that $43 was a bottle of water and a cream soda for the hubs. Both of which are long gone. So fun things though, fun things. I think I am most excited about these little dryer balls. I'm super excited about these. I'm really excited to try the dry shampoo too, but I am super excited about these. I want to see if these are going to work and if they're going to make the clothes nice and fluffy and all that stuff and save us some money on those dryer sheets. Although I was really kind of torn. You guys tell me if there's a secret trick. You have the fragrance of your laundry detergent, okay, and that smells good. But really and truly, for me, I have found that whenever I do laundry here at the house, the fragrance that hangs in the clothes best and longest comes from the dryer sheets. So we always make sure we buy the dryer sheets that we really love the smell of. Now, if I use these for the static control and for the softening, I don't know what I'm going to do about the smell. The clothes will still smell like the laundry detergent, but that doesn't seem to hang around as long. Like they just don't feel like they're quite as, not necessarily fresh. They're still fresh, but you know what I'm talking about. Like that whiff of fragrance doesn't seem to be as strong whenever it is just the laundry detergent. So who has some tricks for me? Anybody have tricks on how to make that laundry really last with the odor? Oh, really? You can put some scented oils in there. I'll have to look at that and see. Well, there is a teeny tiny hole right down there. Those of you that have used these, are they harsh on the clothing? How does that work with these, bouncing around in the dryer with the clothing? Have you noticed it breaking down or weakening the fabric of your clothes? Or no? I was curious about that. With towels and blankets and sheets and stuff like that, I figure it'd be fine. But what about your clothing? Is it gonna really beat them up and damage them? I wouldn't think so. They probably would have some kind of warning on there, but you never know. They don't always warn us the right way, right? But other than that, that is it. That's all that I got. It was a fun trip. I was honestly glad to be back in the store. You guys, I haven't been in so long. Even before COVID and quarantine and all that, I hadn't been in Dollar Tree in a while because we are so busy here. I mean, sometimes it is hard to just squeeze in an hour out of my day. If you've ever watched the vlog channel, then you know we stay extremely busy all the time. So getting out and getting into the store just hasn't been a huge priority for me anyway. Then we went through the quarantine and nobody was going anywhere for a while. I know Dollar Tree was still open because they were considered essential, but if you didn't have to go, there really was no reason to go. You know what I mean? So I finally got into the store. It was either June or July. I got back into the store just for a brief few moments. Like I didn't even get to roam around the whole store, just a couple of aisles. That was pretty much it. But this time, girls, I was in there way over an hour. Like I don't even know, but I do know it was way over an hour before I actually left that store. I just took my time. I was by myself and I thought I'm going up and down every aisle and going to see what I've been missing. And I'm glad I did. I had a good time being in there. So Oh no, Sylvia said, open that door slowly. It'd be the case of the runaway dryer balls, right? And Linda, I agree with you on that. Whenever I was doing couponing a while back, we were getting the Unstoppables by Downy. Oh my gosh, they smell so amazing, so amazing. I haven't been buying them lately because they are quite expensive. And you guys know I haven't been doing couponing in a while. So I just haven't bought any. And the main reason why is because I decided for us, I wanted to go to a more expensive detergent because we were not using a real expensive detergent. And then it weighed out. Like then I didn't mind spending that money. But our water here is horrible, you guys. We have bad iron and bad sulfur. We have a water softening system on there. That wasn't enough. They came out and they had to add a bleach tank to the water softening system. So now it like goes through a double cycle. It goes through the salt cleansing and then all the elements that's in the bed of the actual softener, but then it comes out of that and it goes through the chlorinated system because that's just how bad our water is. And it has such a strong like sulfur scent because of the sulfur that's in the water. So the detergent that we were using, even with the fabric sheets together, it just didn't feel like it was cutting that water smell off of the clothes. So I told Steve, I says, you know what? I would rather get a stronger detergent going through that cycle and then just cut off the extra little scent pieces. So that's what we've done for a little bit. It seems to be working a lot better, but I've also started doing mine in a 2-step cycle. We have the liquid Lysol that's safe to put into your laundry, and I will just do a soak because, guys, I hope this doesn't embarrass him. I don't think it would because it's just a truth, girls. When Bub gets done with his practices, oh my gosh, isn't that right, Bub? Did y'all hear him? He's like, oh yeah. The other night, you guys. Okay, Ingrid does still use the dryer sheets with hers. And we may end up having to too. I'm just gonna kind of experiment around. But yeah, I agree, Linda. Sometimes things that are pricey are worth it. Oh yeah, you can go ahead. You can go ahead. Kristen's going to be cooking. If it gets too awfully loud, I can stop this. But she fixing to fix us some dinner. What did you decide on? Yes, girls, we're having spaghetti around here. Anyway, we were leaving the ball game the other night. He had a ball game Saturday night. We were leaving. And to leave the field where they were playing to get over to where the cars were parked, you had to go over this little thin bridge. There was a bridge that crossed over this little, it was more like a drainage ditch. It wasn't like a pond or anything like that. It was just like a man-made drainage ditch. It was really pretty the way they had it, but nonetheless, we're getting on this little bridge, and it's, fairly narrow. So you kind of have to squeeze in together, and all these fellas started coming in. And I'm like, oh my gosh, because it's bad enough with just one. But when you have the whole team, 2 teams, because both teams had to come back across to get out to the parking lot. And so whenever you had all those guys, oh my Lord, have mercy on my soul. It was so bad. It was so bad. I told him yesterday, I said, Bub, those boys, y'all stunk. And he's like, you should smell us after practice, Mom. I'm like, no. I'm fine. I am fine. No, I haven't ever heard of that, Linda. What exactly is it? Laundry stripping? Is it something I can look up on YouTube? I'm gonna have to look that up. I've never heard of it. Never heard of it. So how do they do it? Give me a brief rundown if you can. What I started doing with his was we got that liquid Lysol and I started doing just a soak cycle with the clothes in the Lysol to try to break down all the bacteria, because really the odor from the sweat comes from bacteria. It's just bacteria. But apparently the detergents alone aren't killing it good enough. And girls, I use hot water. I use it all. So I was like desperate. Oh my gosh, how can we get these clothes to smell better? Because his hamper, I'm not kidding you, it will knock you over, girls. It will knock you over. So I started doing this two-step process where I just let them soak really good in the soaking cycle with the Lysol. And then, of course, it drains out. And then I proceed to wash the clothes as normal. But I hate doing it that way because it's an extra step and it takes a lot longer now to do the laundry. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just that extra step you got to do when time is already short. So I don't know. Tell me about this laundry stripping. That might be something that would be easier and a little more convenient for us to try. I'm willing to try anything to get those clothes to smell good. Oh my goodness. I am willing to try anything to get those clothes to smell good. Poor guy. I told him, I said, Bub, you're going to have to marry you a woman who's not going to mind doing this nasty laundry. Of course, he knows how to wash his own. He can get in there and wash it too. But you know what I'm trying to say. That wife's going to have to put up with it too. Okay, so you fill the tub with water, washing soda, Tide, and borax. And then you put the clean clothes that you've already washed down inside of it, and it will draw stuff out. That is very interesting. Now, then do you have to rewash it again? Or since that's a laundry detergent with the borax, as long as you rinse it good, they should be super, super clean, right? I was just wondering about getting the washing soda and the Tide all out. You just would have to make sure you rinse it really, really well. Oh, no, that's a good suggestion, Sylvia, adding the pine sol in. Yes. Hello, Lisa. How are you? Hope you're doing well. Hope you are doing well. That's a good idea with the pine sol too. I'm going to have to definitely look into this laundry stripping. Very interesting. Had never heard of that before. Okay, so then just get them out of there and then run it through a regular cycle without any extra detergents. All right. That sounds like, now how often do they do that, Linda? Is that something that they do like every time they wash their laundry? Is it something that they do like once a month? How often are they doing stuff like that? Good, Lisa. I'm glad to hear it. So glad to hear it. I haven't had a chance to go live and talk to you guys. I don't remember the last time I did a live. It's been a little while. We were doing lives right there at the first of the quarantine. Bub and I did a few together. We did like some game nights just to try to bring some joy, into such a horrible situation. This is what we were talking about today. Tell me if you guys think it's true. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. But Bub and I were talking about it today when we were outside. Well, Kristen said so too. I told her about it when we came inside. Quarantine felt so long when we were like in the middle of it. Like it felt like, oh my gosh, this is never going to end. But now, you guys, tomorrow will be October 1st. It's like now it feels like the year just flew by. Does it feel that way to any of you guys? It's like, it's almost like all of that, the worst part of it. I know we're not all the way through it, but like the worst part of it feels like it was a lifetime ago in some ways. Does it to you? It's like a weird, like a Twilight Zone in another dimension kind of feeling. You know what I mean? Oh my goodness. We're doing really good, Lisa. Just staying busy all the time, but doing good. Really? I had not heard that about the pine sol, Sylvia. Well, that's good to know. Right? That'll be flying off the shelves too, like the toilet paper. Lysol is so hard to come by because we've been using this on the laundry now since, well, before Bub's last season, last fall, I had learned that little trick. So we've been using it a long time. But then when quarantine happened, the last thing I even thought about, you guys, was trying to stock up on Lysol. Or the liquid Lysol. It didn't even cross my mind that that's what people would be buying. Girls, we couldn't find it forever. So now when we find it on the shelf, we'll pick up about 3 at a time now, just to have it in case there happens to be another run on it. So that it probably will be the same way with Pine Sol, huh? Probably will. Oh my goodness. Well, that's what they say, Lisa. I just keep hoping and praying. Maybe not. Maybe not. Hopefully not. Oh my goodness. Okay, so the sheets they're doing once a month. And for the sports clothes, about every 2 weeks. All right. Well, I'm going to have to give that a try. So let me go back up here again and see what you said. It was laundry detergent, borax, and washing soda. All right. And then you put them in the tub, let them soak for a few hours, and then run it through a regular cycle with no detergent. I'm going to have to give that a try and see. Me too, Sylvia. Oh, my goodness. Me too. Oh, on the pillows. That would be a good thing to do it on the pillows for sure. And what I want to do on the pillows, now I haven't done it yet just because I had slept on one before, but it wasn't mine, in a hotel where they had the little bags that you like put your pillow in, and it's supposed to be the dust mite bags. So it sounds a little bit like that. Not quite as bad because it's not a full plastic, but it is like a vinyl-ish, whatever kind of material that is that those bags are made of to keep the dust mites out. You know, it has the little zipper, and I could not stand the way that was crinkling under my ears when I was trying to go to sleep. But they do say it is really great to have those on your mattresses and on your pillows just to keep the dust mites out of there, because you have so many microorganisms, you know what I'm saying, that likes to get in your pillows and in your mattresses. So we do try to change our pillows out every once in a while, probably still not as often as we should, but if we had those little bags, that probably would help a lot more too, especially since all of that is just right there on your face. You know what I'm saying? Just to keep the bacteria down and all that kind of stuff would be great. So that would be a good idea. I'm glad you told me about that, Linda. I had never heard of it before. I hardly ever have time to really just sit on YouTube for any extended period of time. And sometimes late at night or sometimes while I'm packaging jewelry, I'll bring up a few videos and I'll be able to kind of listen, but I can't really watch them. So I try to pick videos where somebody's just talking a lot instead of showing you something, because that way I'm not missing anything and I can listen while I work. So I hadn't heard anything about it. I'll have to look into it. All right, Lisa, have a good afternoon. Thanks for popping in. Thank you. Thank you. How's everybody else been doing? Are you doing well? Are you doing well? Hanging in there? Hanging in there? We are. We're glad it's fall. It's cooler today. The air was nice and crisp this morning. Bub went outside to walk Gunner, and I was sitting there working on emails on the computer. And so he sent me a text and he says, you've got to come outside and feel the weather. So I did, and it felt amazing. I don't think it's supposed to even get over, what did you tell me, Bub? The low 80s today? High 70s. It's not even going to get in the 80s all day long. So that is a nice welcome change. And he was telling me today too, guys, he's heard rumors that it's going to be a very cold winter, which is fine with me, because the last few winters, girls, it has been overly hot, like unusually hot. So I don't think it will be bad to have a super cold winter. Linda's like, you'll be amazed and disgusted. Look, my lipstick is breaking up. What's making that happen? Slightly disgusted at the same time. Well, I'm going to have to give it a try. I'm going to have to give it a try. Oh my gosh, still in the low 100s over there in Arizona. Sylvia, I got to tell you the truth. We have been so missing the desert. Oh my gosh, because last year, you know, we went to Vegas and we drove through Arizona a little bit, and then we went up into Utah. And I mean, we just really loved it over there. The scenery was beautiful. Even though it was so hot, it was a different hot than what it is here in Florida, because here it wasn't 114 degrees like it was there, but it felt that way here because the air is so thick with the humidity. Over there, it was such a dry heat that we all came back to Florida. We stepped out of the airport and we were like, oh my gosh, get me back to the desert. But we all were talking about, you know, they closed it down this year. They didn't even have convention over there because of COVID and everything else. So we were talking about that the other day, how much we miss it over there. That's what I've heard, Linda. I mean, hey, the way the rest of 2020 is gone, who knows what to expect, right? Oh my goodness. This is going to be one of those years. I saw somebody say, how did that meme go? Something about on December 31st. What did they say? Something about celebrating New Year's, but they're for a year they're never going to talk about again or something like that. I don't know. It was really cute. Now, when monsoon comes, Sylvia, does that last like a long extended period of time, like one place to another in these underground tunnels? And I came across a video of a guy who was taking you through the tunnels in Vegas. So I thought, oh, this is really cool because, you know, we had been there. It was kind of interesting to see all the big hotels and all that kind of stuff. And then he took you down into the tunnels under there and he showed you all the drains, like, I don't know really what you call it. It's not a drain hole, but it's like all these drains that they have built in there because he mentioned the monsoons. And he talked about when the monsoon season happens and all the water that rushes into those tunnels, they have to have it designed in such a way that the water can drain off quickly and not stay in the tunnel system. And I thought, well, wow, he didn't go into any detail like how often that happens or how severe it is. But I thought they must really get a lot of rain when that happens for him to talk about them building those drains the way they did. It's so interesting, the different climates and just different things that happen in different parts of the countries. Isn't it so amazing? It is just, we have a beautiful country, you guys. Like the South is completely different from the North and the East, from the West, and just right there in the central part, you're going to experience all kinds of either different weather, different phenomenons as far as that's concerned. The terrain is so different. It is just so beautiful. If I could just do nothing else but just get in an RV and just travel all over. That's what I told him to do. I used to tell Steve that when we were really young. I used to say, man, I just want to like go on the road and just live on the road, seeing everything that this country has to offer. I love road trips. I like to drive when we go places because I like to be able to stop and see all the things from point A to point B. You know what I'm saying? Time doesn't always permit that, but when we have gotten in the car, you know, you'll see like a sign for a state park or a really cool like little attraction. You're like, hey, pull off the road. We got to go see it. We got to go see it. So that's what I would love to do if I could afford to do it. I had seen actually when the kids were really little and I would do some research into homeschooling and different things. There was a lady who had started a YouTube channel who she did exactly that. Her and her husband homeschooled the kids together and they did it across the country. They took all of their schoolwork and everything in the RV. They had their structured set times when they would do their schooling, but they would do it while they were traveling from place to place. And then of course the kids got to see all this amazing stuff throughout the country that they were learning in their history books and stuff. And I thought that would be so cool to do. But we never were able to do it. It takes a lot of funds to be able to do that. You know what I'm saying? If you're going to be able to survive well, you got to have some type of income coming in to sustain you. So we didn't get to do it, but who knows? Maybe in retirement, maybe in retirement we'll get to do something like that. July through September is when the monsoon hits. So then you guys have been you're coming out of it now, huh? You're just now coming out of it. Me too, Linda. I would totally love to. Hello, Angelina. How are you? She is watching from Guyana. Is that how you say it? Guyana? Am I saying that right? Oh, thank you so much. I hope you and your family are well too. We are doing really well. We are doing really well. We sure are. Staying busy, but doing good. Baby girl, her business is booming. If you guys are following her over on Facebook, then you've seen that. She is doing her cookies. She do cupcakes once in a great while. Sometimes she does like the cake pops or the chocolate pretzels, things like that. But her love is the decorated cookies. And boy, I'll tell you what, she has so much, she has to turn people away. And when she does her little flash sales, she usually sells out in like 10 minutes. Unreal how fast they go. But she is having a ball with it, doing really well. And then, of course, the Bubster has just started his second season in the UPSL. You guys may remember back, he has his own YouTube channel. You can follow his journey over there. But he had just signed a contract with a team in the USL 2. That is the highest that you can go before you hit like paid professional soccer. So it's like one step below the USL, the MLS, and all that. So he had just signed a contract with them. He had moved out of the house. You guys probably saw that blog. He was gone 10 days and they shut the world down. So he came on back home. We wanted him home for the quarantine and all that kind of stuff since he wasn't going to be able to work. He was working down there with a gentleman in our church, and they did handyman type work from home to home. So he wasn't going to be able to do that. And of course they canceled the season. So he wasn't going to be able to play. So he came on back home so that he could be closer to the little area out here where he had trained last year. So of course he didn't get to do anything at all for about 6 weeks, however long that real tight closure was. And then at about that 7 week mark, I guess, our governor opened back up the outdoors, at least for you to be able to get into the sports complex as long as you were safe about it. So he was able to start training again with that. But they never did open the USL 2 back up. That never did open up. Their season was completely gone. So he decided for the fall season, he was going to step back down a league into the UPSL 2, which is still a semi-pro league. It's just, there's different levels of the leagues in soccer. So it's just like the next level back down. But that's going to give him something to do during the fall to stay sharp and to keep working out and to keep developing those skills, because his season in the USL 2 will begin again in February. So it's been an interesting year, but we're all doing good. We're making it through. Weren't they just the cutest, Linda? Oh my goodness. Y'all want me to can I tell them what you're working on today? Do you have one done? You don't have one done? Can I tell them? She got a request, you guys. And if it's you who requested it and you're watching, we're not picking at you at all. It's just funny. She said the other day, she says, Mom, guess what I had a request to do? Thank you, Angelina. Thank you, Sylvia. I know, right, Angelina? That is true. Boy, if she could get her a little bakery front, she would love to be able to do that for sure. Hey, Catherine, how are you? So she told me the other day, she says, Mom, you're never going to believe what I got a request for cookies. I says, what? She said, back at Christmas time, if you're following her on Facebook, then you probably saw it. She had a 3-pack of mini cookies that were Grinch cookies. It had his face on one. The middle one was his belly button. What was the bottom one? Oh, it was a 2-pack. It was a 2-pack, his face and the belly. Well, someone had seen that and thought it was so cute. And she messaged her the other day and she said, I have a member in my family who has like a Audi belly button that's always been like not the joke in the family, but like, what's another word for that? Not a joke like picking on, but a funny thing, whatever word that would be. She says it's just been like this running thing in the family with his little Audi belly button. So they're going to have a birthday party for him. And she wanted 2 dozen cookies of an Audi belly button. So Kristen said, this is probably the weirdest request I've had yet. And she kept saying all night long, she said, oh my goodness, I got to get up tomorrow and start those belly buttons. This is probably going to feel weird, but I have a feeling when they get all done, they're going to be so cute, because the Grinch is why. I said, well, baby, the Grinch belly button was adorable. She said, yeah, but he was the Grinch. I said, yeah, but this will be cute too. So I don't know if she'll post pictures or if what she's going to do with it. But if she does, you guys will have to be sure to look it up. She does, Linda. She heard about that. I think she saw the clip. Did somebody post a clip on Facebook of Jesse Metcalf on Dancing with the Stars? Yeah, somebody posted the clip on Dancing with on Facebook of him on Dancing with the Stars. So y'all know that's her heartthrob. Matter of fact, we were asking her, her birthday's coming up next week. Their birthdays are 2 weeks apart. So her birthday's coming up next week. And I kept saying, well, babe, what do you want? What theme do you want for your birthday? What do you want us to do for your birthday? She said, well, you know, a Jesse Metcalf themed birthday would be amazing. So that's her heartthrob. She has a couple of them actually though, because she loves Andrew Walker and she loves Jesse Metcalf. And there's another one, but I can't remember if it's, yeah, how could I forget Sam Page and Chad Michael Murray? For sure. So I don't know. You think Hallmark would send them all over for her birthday? Maybe I could call them up and say, hey, these are 4 guys we need here at the house for Kristen's birthday. I don't even know how you would choose. How in the world would she choose? What if, like the weird event that it happened, that all 4 of the guys found out about her, and let's say they all wanted to have a date with her. It's like, how would you even choose which one?
Only one is single. So.
Oh, she said only one is single. So there, which one? Oh, Jesse Metcalf. He's the only one that's single. So there you have it. Right, Angelina, me too. I tell you, she and Bub both, their posts that they've made, some really deep thoughts that they've been able to put together throughout this whole pandemic, and just, you know, they know what they believe. They're firm in what they believe, and their faith in Jesus has just gotten them through so much, you know, so much in life that we've been through as a family, with the whole situation with the house and just things that life throws your way. And I have really been super proud of them. And sometimes whenever I'm so scrolling through their social medias and watching their stories over on Instagram, they're not ashamed to pop up scripture verses, you know, taking pictures in their Bibles of verses that mean a lot to them, or quoting different things that they've heard by different ministers, and just really trying to be a blessing and encouragement to people. But they live it. Like, that is their life all the time. With some people, it's like, you know, that they're doing that because they think they have to, but their life doesn't always seem to measure up to what they're saying, if that makes sense to you. And sometimes that can really happen with the younger generation, because I think that we all can do it, but especially the young people, it's like, okay, I know what I probably should be saying during this moment, but it's not really alive to me, kind of thing. You know what I mean? But I mean, they both, there were days, like, just to be candid and just to be real with you guys, there were days during the early parts of the pandemic that your mind was just, I wouldn't necessarily say overcome with fear. I wouldn't necessarily go that far as to say it was just overwhelming. I know for a lot of people it was. But for those who have their hope in Christ, the overwhelming, panicky fear wasn't necessarily the issue, but it was still an issue of, you had to wrestle off that fear, if you know what I'm trying to say, because I just think it was a fearful spirit that was just really trying to come on everybody across the whole globe, you know, across the world. And if you're not careful and you don't fight that away, it can quickly overtake your mind and your thoughts. And so there were days at the very beginning that I would tell her, I'd say, wow, you know, babe, this is so much like what the book of Revelation talks about. And what we're seeing is definitely significant in the prophetic, and, you know, what is really going to happen. And then when you started seeing the movement of the National Guard, even before the riots broke out, there was movement with the National Guard, and you were like, oh my gosh, what are they fixing to do to the people? You know what I mean? Like, your mind could really go in a million places if you let it. It just really could. And so there were days that whenever I was starting to feel overwhelmed, that I would say something and she would be like, Mom, you just can't let yourself go there. You know, we just have to pray, and we just got to push through it, because it's just fear. And I said, I know, you're right. And then there were days that she would feel overwhelmed. And then I would say the same things to her. And Bub never really got to the point. I don't think that he ever got to the point to where he was starting to feel like overwhelmed and overcome with those type of fearful emotions. There were days where he was just wondering, what is all going to happen. But he didn't seem to necessarily have the same, and a lot of guys don't, they're not quite the same as we are emotionally. And so I never really heard him voice too much of that. But their staunch faith through it all. And, to hold you up, sometimes parents have to lean on their kids, just like sometimes the kids have to lean on their parents. So it has been a wonderful encouragement to still have them home through all of this, and for us to be able to encourage each other through the midst of it. Because I'm telling you, there were a few weeks there that you just didn't know what was going to happen, how bad it was going to get, and what we were facing. So I have been super, super proud of them for sure. That's right, Linda. that was an easy decision, right? The only single one. Sylvia, on Facebook, she is Honey Baked Sweets. Let me find it. Oh, the Hubs has tried to text me and I didn't even hear it. Let me show you her page, Sylvia, on Facebook. She has a cookie club group also, but she also has a business page. For some reason, this is not loading, but I know we've got internet because I'm still connected live with you guys. What's going on? All right, here it is right here. This is what it will look like. Honey Baked Sweets. And then that's her header picture right up there. That is her actual business page. But then, like I said, she does have a group also by the same name. Let's see if I can see what that looks like. Oh, her group, she said, has the local people in it because she can't mail the cookies. She can only hand to hand delivery in the state of Florida. That is the group right there. So that's what that's going to look like. Her cute little logo. She and her brother came up with that together. So she can't ship the cookies yet unless you have to go through this whole rigmarole of certain kinds of inspections. You got to have certain kind of ovens and all that. Listen, I don't know what difference that makes, but apparently it does. So she can cook cookies, bake cookies all day long if she's going to hand deliver them. But if she puts them in a box to ship them, you have to have a different setup in your kitchen. It's kind of weird, but I know it has all to do with health. But anyway, that's how you can follow her. She also does have a page on Instagram. You can follow her there too. So, oh, well, thank you, Linda. We have tried our best to be a living example in front of them because I think where parents make a mistake in everything that we've seen with all the counseling that we have done with different families. And I mean, whenever you get calls at midnight, 1 o'clock to go to the hospital for a 14-year-old kid that's trying to commit suicide because the home life is just that bad. I mean, we've seen a lot of stuff in ministry and a lot of kids who it's not necessarily that they don't want anything to God. It's just that what they've seen as far as religion is concerned doesn't measure up to what they feel the message that's being preached at them, if that makes sense. It's like an inconsistency of a life to measure up to the word. And not that your life has to be perfect by any stretch of the imagination, but I think kids can tell when it's genuine. Kids can tell if you're going to church just because you're supposed to go to church, but you're not really applying anything from the word versus you're going to church just because you love Jesus and you love his people, and you're trying your best every single day to apply his word to your life. And then when you mess up and have the mistakes and have the bad days and make decisions that you shouldn't made, there's a whole different grace that comes at you from your children or from other family or whatever, because they see your realness, your humanity in the midst of you really trying to live right. What turns people away is when you preach at them a message that you're not even living, yet you don't even act sorry you're not living it, and you're expecting them to live a standard you're not living. That is the very definition of hypocrisy. And I think for a lot of kids that we've seen anyway, just speaking from what we have seen, the kids who tend to walk away are the ones who live in what they feel like and what in essence is very hypocritical environments. So, you know, we just try really hard every single day. We are what we are. You can like us or leave us. we don't try to fluff things or try to pretend to be something that we're not, or try to be, you know, this overly super spiritual people because we have a persona. I mean, it's like what you see is what you get. And we've just tried to live that way in front of them. And hopefully that is what they have seen in their dad and I. And that's just the best way I believe it is to live. Just live what you say you believe. Apply it. Don't expect people to come up to a standard that you're not even willing to come up to. You know what I'm trying to say? And I think if we, across the church as a whole, if we all did that as a whole in the church, I think that our message might be a little more palatable to a lot of people. So that's just my thoughts on that. But yes, Linda, I agree with you on that. I'm a little bit behind in y'all's comments, but I agree with you about 2020 for sure. It has been a definite test for sure. Yeah, Angelina, that is so true. I agree. I think that one thing 2020 has definitely shown us, what it should have shown us. Hi, Laura. How are you? Yeah, I've already done the haul. I did. I've been live for about an hour and a half. so I get on here and I get to talk and can't hardly stop. But anyway, you can go back and watch the replay a little bit later. I'll have it on the channel if you want to see the actual haul. Hold on just a minute, you guys. This is Steve trying to text in again. One thing that I think that 2020 should have taught us all anyway is the basics of what is really important. Family, people, our connection with God has been the most important thing. And you know, as far as material possessions and that kind of stuff, I mean, the world shut down. We couldn't get into stores. We couldn't go shopping. I mean, except for the essentials. But even in a lot of places, we saw where places like Walmart were shutting down the whole rest of the store, was only letting you in over at the food sections of the store. So it showed you that, you know what? Things are not wrong to have. It's not wrong to have those possessions. I just did a Dollar Tree haul. We've got possessions. But it's when those things become so important to you that you feel like you can't live without them. You know, people couldn't go to work. Just like the sports world was completely shut down. We survived without the sports. So many things, that colleges were shut down. The schools were closed. And it's like so many things that we often spend our time and our energy placing such high value and high importance on. And not that those things aren't important. Okay. I'm not saying that. So don't hear what I'm not saying. I'm not saying they're not important, but I think we place too much importance on a lot of those things. And at the end of the day, if you have food to eat, and even if it's not a lavish amount, you know, your cupboards may not be running over. You may not have a stockpile in your garage somewhere. You may not have what would feel like an overabundance. And there may have been days where you were like, oh, I don't know if we're going to make it till the end of the week. We need to get food in the house. As long as you had enough food to survive and you had your loved ones around you where you could, even if they weren't in the same home, but you could talk to them on the phone or converse through the computer, like relationship was valued again, and a proper placement put back on the things that should have had our value all along. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think sometimes we neglect our family, we neglect the important things in life to either chase after an education, to chase after a career, to chase after more money. And in so doing, sometimes it's easy to neglect the relationships in our life, and especially to neglect the time that we spend with God, because sadly, a lot of times he's the last priority for a lot of people. And I think during the pandemic, it was kind of like, wow, we got to be connected to him, because what in the world are we fixing to face? We need him and we need each other. And I think it did. I think when we all get through it and we look back on everything that we've been through throughout 2020, even through the loss, which is so tragic. Linda, I know that you lost some family, and many of you probably did as well. We've lost some good friends along the way throughout this pandemic, and we lost our associate pastor at our church. He didn't actually pass away with COVID, but it was during the time of the shutdowns. None of us could get to the hospital to see him or say goodbye or any of that kind of stuff. It was just a really odd, awkward time. And I think when we all get through and life seems to get back to whatever normal is going to be, that we're going to see that we learned a lot through it. And I think that's what we have to take away. It's just like when we went through the ordeal with our home and everything that went on with the house here, the remodeling, the getting the mold out and all that kind of stuff. There were hard days. There were hard days. And there were days when you felt like, man, I cannot do this one more day. How are we going to get through the end of this? But the lessons that you learn in the midst of all of that have brought us to a deeper place in our relationship with the Lord, with our relationship with each other. And they were lessons that I don't know that we probably could have learned any other way. And so that's just what I tell everybody. No matter what difficult situation that you're walking through, there are lessons to learn if you will learn them. You know what I mean? Don't despise it. Just don't despise it. Just take a deep breath, put your faith in God. Listen, he's ultimately in control. And if he says, for whatever reason, that it's okay that you're facing the situation you're facing it, there's obviously got to be a reason why. And you just have to trust him through it, which I know can be extremely hard. It can be extremely hard. But I think when we all get through, we're going to look back and we're going to see that there was a lot of lessons that we learned that are going to make us better in the long run. Not that I am glad we went through it, but I think you can understand what I'm trying to say. You've got to look for the positive, even in the negative. I think that's why the Bible says, in everything, give thanks. It doesn't say give thanks for everything. Like, we're not thankful for the virus. We're not thankful for the shutdown of the economy. But in the middle of all that, we still were able to give thanks. And it's just, that's how you survive it. That's just how you survive it. So let's see. Oh, good, Sylvia. I'm glad. Now you'll be able to go and follow her for sure. Let's see where I left off. Trying to catch up with your comments. Exactly, Angelina. We have not been left comfortless for sure. You know, Laura, 2020 was really hard on a lot of people as far as mental health is concerned. Suicide rates have been very high. Just the overwhelming, I've seen some photos going around on social media of especially the elderly who couldn't be with their families. And I saw pictures that their family had taken right before the shutdown. And then I've seen the pictures 6 months later, and the way that they have deteriorated, not from the virus, from the lack of contact with humanity. We were not created to be isolated. We weren't. That's just not how God made us to be. So going through the shutdown and feeling isolated and cut off from the rest of the world, it is definitely taken its toll on mental health. For sure. It really, really has. And, I'll be praying for you, Laura, because I know that has probably been the hardest part. The worry, the fear, just not knowing what's going to happen, not knowing how long it's going to last, not knowing maybe where your next paycheck will come from for those who had lost their jobs. And just, it has taken a toll for sure. Right. I understand, Laura. I understand that. Absolutely, I do. Hey, Morgan, how are you? Welcome, welcome. There is Miss Jeanette. How are you, Miss Jeanette? Jeanette, it can be easy to do. It can be easy to do, especially whenever you know that either you got bills to pay or food to keep on the table. You know, we experienced that. I experienced that even a lot during this last year with our jewelry business and how much I was pushing and how many days I was going live and how long I was staying live. And, you know, I would tell Kristen, you know, if the economy hit us hard too. We were selling about 300 pieces of jewelry a week, which was good for us. That's a small business compared to a lot of the other Papa girls. But for us, that was good. And we were happy at that level. And then we have dropped way down to where we're selling about 20 pieces a week now. And so we have felt it. And whenever you have such a decrease in what your income is, you can easily start to worry and stress over that, Jeanette. Absolutely. I totally feel you. I'm right there with you. And then I finally just had to tell Kristen, I had to say, you know what? Listen, God knows. He knows we're going through a pandemic. He knows the situation for everybody across the board. He knows we need food in the house. He knows that, you know, we still don't have our flooring down. We're really close. We're really close. Hopefully in the next couple of weeks, we'll be able to get that scheduled. And so he knows all the things we have need of. And if it's okay for him that we're struggling right now, then there has to be a reason. And I just have to trust him because we're not lacking the things that we truly need. You know what I mean? We're not lacking the things that we truly need to survive. The rest of it is just stuff that we would like to have. You know what I mean? So it's not necessary that I have a new flooring to survive. You know, I've been without it now since 2013 when we first tore the house apart. So for 7 years, we haven't had flooring, and that's okay. We don't need flooring to survive. It's something I would like to have. The Lord knows I want it. If it happens, it happens. And that's just the place that I finally had to get to where I had to say, listen, I'm not going to keep over pushing and overextending myself, trying to beat a dead horse, so to speak, trying to make something happen. It's got to happen in his timing and with his blessing. So I definitely feel you because doing that will definitely, the stress alone can kill you. You know what I'm saying? The stress alone can just kill you. So I am glad to see, I saw on your Facebook, Jeanette, where you took a couple of weeks to kind of refocus and take care of yourself. And I was glad to read that because we all have to do that for sure. Oh, Laura, I'm so sorry about your loss. And yes, I'm glad that you were able to see him too before everything happened the way it did, because I think that's been one of the hard things for a lot of people who lost family and loved ones during this time is that they couldn't even say their proper goodbyes. They couldn't even have the proper funerals. They couldn't have, hi, Bargain Doll, how are you? They couldn't have closure that they needed. And that has been extremely hard. They couldn't gather together with family to even give them a hug around the neck for that extra just energizing that they needed to get through grief. And it's just been, it has really been horrible in so many ways. So many ways. I understand that, Linda. I understand that for sure. And even, you know, we all joke that at the stroke of midnight on December 31st, it's all over. That's not really true. You know, it could linger a little bit, or at least the effects of it, you know, as people they're going back to work, the economy is getting strong again. So that is great. But there still are a lot of people who aren't at work yet. And a lot of the people who are able to get back to work now still have to rebuild from the months that they did not have an income. This is why it is so important, you guys, for, and I know that we've talked about before doing budgets on this channel. We just never got around to doing it. But to have a savings account, which we do not, because all of our money went into this house. Y'all know that. But before the incident with that, we had a savings that we were building. You should always have about 6 months of your income set aside in a savings account for times like this. And unfortunately, most of us, I know for us in our family, it's like you live paycheck to paycheck. You're doing just good to survive. And so sometimes feeling like getting money set aside into savings is an impossible thing to do. But if you can do it, even if it's $5 or $10 a week, if it's sacrificing one Starbucks coffee a week or sacrificing one piece of $5 jewelry a week, or however that you can work it in to, even if it's $5 or $10 to start building that little cluster in your savings account, then when times like this come, you're not going to feel the stress the same, because who knows what the future brings and how many more things like this that we may have to go through. You never know. When life happens, you just never know. And for a lot of us, we did not have a savings built up. We're still trying to come out from underneath the hole we were dug with this house. So the stress and the strain of the finances has been unbearable for a lot of people. And even though jobs are opening back up and people are going back to work, now they've got to play catch up on the months that they're down on their bills. You know what I'm saying? Credit card companies, I know every time I sign online to pay one of our credit card bills, it pops up on the screen, if you are struggling with COVID, please let us know and let us help you arrange your payment. So most of the credit card companies, mortgage companies, and places like that, matter of fact, they had signed a bill to where they couldn't just take your home. They couldn't foreclose on you if you lost your job due to COVID. So that was an amazing thing. But just because they set your payments back doesn't mean they erased it. So now you've still got all the back payments to pay. So I can totally understand that, and it's going to be a process of trying to rebuild to get back to where we actually were. We just got to try to stay as positive as we can through the process. And some days that's easier to do. Some days that's just easier to do. You know what I mean? Absolutely. The families that were able to still stay connected, it has meant so much. It has meant so much. And I think maybe a lot of bridges were a lot of gaps were bridged during that time. I almost said that backwards. Absolutely, bargain doll. I absolutely agree with that 100%. That's right, Jeanette. When we make the decisions for what is a priority, we can feel so much more peaceful, don't we? That is awesome. Jeanette, I am so glad to hear that. That is so awesome. I understand that, Laura. I tell you, I really do. Trying to set that money back, and you were smart in handling it that way. I know a lot of people who took their stimulus and just kind of blew it really quickly, and then it was just like, oh my gosh, now what? You know what I mean? So budgeting it out and keeping yourself along the way. And you know what? Those student loans, they'll be there. They'll be there. Life gets back to normal and things get rolling again. They'll still be there. So don't let yourself stress over it. Don't let yourself stress over it. I mean, those credit companies know and they understand everything that people have been through. And I have to say, at least in our experience with the creditors that we have, and we have a bunch of them with all the stuff from this house, all the creditors that we have been so understanding and so willing to work with people. And now I know that there probably are those anomalies out there and people who are just greedy and don't care. But I think for the most part, most people are really, really understanding and sympathetic through it and know that everybody's just been through something that they couldn't control. You just couldn't control it. So I will be praying that you will have some peace of mind, Laura, because I know it can feel overwhelming. It can absolutely feel overwhelming. And sometimes you just have to get up and look in the mirror and make positive statements to yourself and talk yourself into the positive way of thinking. Sorry, guys. Steve's texting again. Can't ignore family, right? So, hello there, Stephanie. How are you? Hope you are doing well. Thank you for the kind words. Thank you for the kind words. But yeah, I'm glad that we're making it through. We're making it through. Who knows what the days ahead hold? None of us know, but none of us we never knew. You know what I'm saying? We never knew. I mean, I think here's what I was thinking the other day. In all honesty, I can say in all honesty that the shutdown, the quarantine, whatever you want to call it, really didn't alter our life in a huge way, or our way of thinking, or what we were doing with our daily lives, because we had really tried to make a concerted effort to live this way all the time. Like, we really tried to make it a concerted effort to keep our priorities straight, to keep our priorities in focus where they should be, not pursuing a lot of the things that weren't a vital necessity. You know, we had always tried to keep our relationship with the Lord connected in a real and personal way. And it affected us in the area like it affected the whole world. I mean, as far as loss of income to a degree, or as far as not being able to work. You know, Kristen couldn't work for 6 weeks. Bub couldn't work for 6 weeks. Fortunately, the hubs never lost his job, and I work from home, so I never lost my job, but my sales greatly decreased. I mean, greatly decreased. So we felt that loss in income as well. So our lives changed in that respect. It changed in the respect that we just couldn't freely come and go when we wanted to because we were quarantined inside. But as far as the mental aspect of it, our life, I don't feel really changed a lot. And so what I'm going to encourage all of you guys to do is, now that some of you maybe have had that little bit of shaking and that little bit of, that little bit of shaking and that little bit of readjustment maybe in the way you were thinking, or readjustment in your priorities, is to make sure that you keep that lesson learned and live your life that way every day. And then if another wave happens to come, or something else in the future happens to come, you might not notice quite the drastic difference, if that makes sense to you. I hope what I'm saying is coming across the way I mean for it to come across. You're still going to feel the physical effects of it, or the economic effects, or you may feel the the effects of withdrawing away from people. But as far as your mental stability, your joy, and those kind of things, will some days be a struggle? Yes. That's what I said a few minutes ago. Some days will still be a fight. We got to fight some days, but we were fighting already, right? Because life always throws things at you, whether it was what we've gone through in our home, whether it was the death of a loved one, whether it was the loss of a job that we've experienced in the past. I mean, life has always thrown curves at us. You never know when the next curve is coming. And I think if we just live with that preparation, and this should have been a grim reminder that life can always throw something at you that is so unexpected. Live that way every day. Just live ready every day. And then when you go through those hard times, it won't feel quite as overwhelming. That's the best advice that I know to be able to give you. Miss Laura said, oh, I think she was talking about Dad whenever I said Dad was texting. I'll make sure to tell him, Laura. We're doing really well. We are doing really well. Thank you for asking. I'm glad you are doing well too. Thank you, Catherine. You too. You too. All right. Well, I think I'm going to hop off of here. It looks like baby girl has dinner done. We're going to eat together real quick. The hub should be walking in the door any minute. And then the bubster is going to be heading out to practice tonight. And I am going to be working on that DIY to try to get it finished for you guys. I'm going to try to get that done. So I'm going to go ahead and say goodbye. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today. If you came in on the end and you missed that Dollar Tree haul, I'll have it here on the channel. You can go back and you can watch the Dollar Tree haul a little bit later if you want to. But praying for all of you guys. Yeah, your little one is loving that soccer too, huh? Praying for all of you guys. Hope you guys stay safe through the rest of whatever 2020 is going to bring. And we will see you very soon in another video. Bye, you guys.